One of the rites of spring for all us gardeners is checking our perennial beds and seeing what we have coming up. Many times we'll look and notice that maybe a perennial's gotten quite large. There's some typically a dead middle in the plant as it's starting to emerge here in the spring. And that's an indication to us that it may be ready for division. So dividing perennials, what we're looking at in the spring is dividing perennials that typically flower later in the summer, early fall. The fall or the spring blooming perennials we're going to want to divide in the fall, late summer. One of the indications to us that we're ready for division is the first couple inches of growth will tell us just how big the plant is, where we may have some issues. I'm looking at some asters here. We've got some division, some sections that have died out in the plants. And so that's telling me that we are ready to do some dividing here. When we're dividing our perennials, make sure that you lift the plant, you cut it into like fourths. Typically we want to replant about 20 to 25% of the plant. We don't want to plant half or any amount greater than 25% because just in a couple years you're going to be back in redoing the whole thing. So when we lift the plant, we want to make sure that we check out the root system, take out any dead or rotting pieces, clean that up. We want to bring in some compost to refill the hole. We don't want to just kind of put everything back in there. That area will sink and be lower, and then we'll have other issues with fungus and rot and that sort of thing later in the year. So we want to make sure we lift the area back up so that we're planting the new divisions a little high so that it can settle through the summer. So, some of the keys are making sure that we have a good piece that we're keeping for the division. If you have several good divisions, scope out other places in your yard or share them with some neighbors. So make sure people are prepared to get some new plants. Bring in compost to backfill around the plant and make sure that we have a good growing situation for the plant, nice fertile soil for them to do well going into the next year.